I just want to welcome Shaun down. So thank you so much.
So Surface Code. It's a little book that a lot of you guys have had me sign that I think is what I'm most proud of my surfing career. I've been surfing now for 44 years. I've won a lot of contests. I've created businesses. I've had lots of success. I've had a few failures, as you'll hear tonight as well. But this little book is really, to me, the most important thing that I've ever done. And it all started from a very simple concept. A friend of mine, Glenn Henning, who's a very well-known environmentalist, he started Surfrider Foundation. Great guy, kind of maverick sort of guy, very opinionated guy. I was having a surfing competition down at Rincon. Rincon's my local break. I now live in Santa Barbara. I've lived up in Santa Barbara for 15 years with my wife, Carla. We've been married for 22 years. And we've just got a little baby boy. He's 5 weeks old. How about that? And his name is Luke Richard Tomson. And some of you might know, some of you might not, but we lost our beautiful boy, Matthew, 3 years ago. And Luke is now just come into our lives. We got a phone call 5 weeks ago. We got a phone call on a Tuesday that Mom had had the baby the night before, born on the 24th of August, born on Duke Hadamoku's birthday, who is my hero. And might we be interested? She was looking for a good home, and on Wednesday we had our boy. So it's wonderful how life works. But Glenn was having this event at Rincon, and he wanted a group of kids to come down to the event. He'd invited a lot of surfers to surf it and raise some money to assist Rincon because it was facing some severe environmental challenges. All the homeowners that own, a lot of you guys have surfed up at Rincon, multi-million-dollar homes. I think the average price of a home on Rincon Beach is about $8 or $9 million. They're all connected up to septic tank systems. Every time it rained, the septics would fill up with water, the crap would flow out in the ocean, and us guys would get sick. So he was trying to agitate to get the homeowners connected up to the sewer line and to help a woman called Hillary Hauser, who started this organization called Heal the Ocean, and raise some money for her. So he said, sure, I'm going to have a group of kids come down as well, and I wanted you to give them something. At the time, my wife and I had a company called Solitude Sports, where we made pretty cool sportswear. I don't know, I think Randy might have sold it in the shop here. And I thought, well, maybe I'll give them some Solitude Sportswear, or I'll phone up Oakley, get some sunglasses, or I'll phone up Quicksilver or Billabong and get this cool gear. And then I thought, no, what I'll do is I'll just go home, and I sat in front of my little Mac, and in 20 minutes I just wrote down stream of consciousness, the 12 most important concepts that surfing had taught me about life. And I just wrote them down quickly, printed them up on these little plastic cards, and Glenn had given me a budget of 120 bucks, I remember. And he said, Shaun, you've got a budget of 120, and I printed 120 cards. It cost me $1 a card, and I took the cards down to the beach, and somewhere in the book is written the surface code on one page, and I handed them out to the kids on the beach. Just the simple concepts: always paddle back out, paddle around the impact zone, never turn your back on the ocean. Just very simple concepts that were very important to me, and really were at the core of my surfing experience. And they weren't concepts that I'd created. They were just concepts that had been floating around there in the lineup that we were all aware of, that some of us, these concepts were very dear to some of us. Some guys couldn't give a damn, and some girls couldn't give a damn about them, but they were very important, I thought. And the kids really dug them, and they gobbled all these cards up, and the moms and the dads and their friends, and eventually it turned into a groundswell. And I started printing more and more of these cards up, and ultimately we started putting them in the pockets of our clothing that my wife and I made. We handed out tens and tens and thousands of these little cards, these little surface code cards. And then I started talking at different community events. I started talking at schools, at universities, at business events, just about the importance of these particular concepts to my life, and how they've really transformed my life, how they have inspired me. And at one of these talks, I met a guy called Patrick Moser, who was a professor of French literature in the Midwest. And he taped my talk, and he said to me afterwards, Shaun, I think this would make a terrific book. So we got together and we collaborated, and a couple of months later we produced book together. So the book was all as a result of this little card. And I like to think that, and since then, I now talk a lot at events all over the world, at all sorts of events. Recently I was at an event in South Africa. It was a leadership conference, and I spoke in front of 2,000 people. There was myself, there was Sir Richard Branson, you've all heard of him, a guy called Malcolm Gladwell, who has written some of the most pivotal books, non-fiction books in literature today. You've heard of Blink, Tipping Point, Outliers, very, very significant books. And the organizer and a couple of South African leaders had brought me down there to talk. And it was really interesting that the response from the crowd to these simple surfing concepts, that as surfers, it's part of our lives, and how these concepts impacted the lives of these heavy business guys. It was up in Johannesburg, 600 miles away from the beach. And these were, the audience was composed of the movers and shakers in South Africa. And these simple lessons in surfing, how profound they can impact one's life. And it was really, really great to see how special, how really, really special surfing is, because we have experience as surfers that's very, very unique. We have a different experience to basketball players, football players, golfers. And you know, a lot of people talk about this cliched spirituality of surfing, but there's lessons there that are, I think, far deeper than spirituality. There's lessons there that are at the core of our being and the core of our reason for being. So I wanted to share a few of them with you tonight. But it all started for me with giving that little card, with giving something. And you know, when you think about what we do as surfers, we paddle out and we take a wave. We paddle out, we take another wave. We paddle out, we take a couple more waves, and we take and we take and we take. As surfers, we do a lot of taking. We really do. And the ocean is just giving. Every time we take a wave, the ocean's giving us a wave. And we've got to give back. We do all have to give back. And to me, I love talking because it's my little way of saying, man, thank you for all those waves that I've taken. And thank you. And I encourage all of you guys just to give something back, whatever it is. Join Surf Rider, 25 bucks. Pick up a piece of trash on the beach, whatever it is. Just give something back, because we take and we take and we take, and we owe.